of that, we've significantly closed some loopholes where mostly left the contracting just use the person to still us blind. But that is beyond just saying it. To change narrative, it needs to be consistently putting out certain facts or stuff to prove it and not just say it to investors. So investors might buy it, but are Nigerians buying it? And one of the first set of people you need to sell Nigeria to is Nigerians. If Nigerians are not buying it, I pretty much doubt others would. All right, for the last time, let's try off with our guest and see if this connects. We've done all we can from our end, and let's see if he's any better now. Hello, Mr. Ozamena. Okay, I think it's still pretty much the same. I'm afraid we're having a major connection issues, and so we'd have to continue without our guest for today. So that's one story. Let's get your feedback on this, and there are two more stories to go. We'll get to them quickly. Hello.
Oh,
It's Kimberly. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Peter.
All right, talk to us.
What Mr. President said, what do you want him to say about it and what he do? It is now that what is happening in Nigeria is not only corruption. It is looting. The politicians brought different corruption that they call looting. They are just looting public funds in the world. So nobody it is looting. Because the money that is posting in the NFCC in other places, the same Buhari ministers and the person who painted the plane go and bring this back, the Ethiopia plane, come and deceive Nigeria. He's not, they said they should get them arrested so that we will recover our money. Tinubu said he will never call the party. So which man is this for abroad that the corruption is dead? It's now that what they are doing now is looting for 2027 because our country has been mortgaged. People come to steal money and keep it. And when it's time, they will bring it back and vote our INEC and police and the judiciary and rule of the way they want. Is this a corruption? What corruption is he talking about? I'm sorry for you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello. Okurora.
You're welcome.
I agree to all your concept, Lisa. And I will work hard for us. I'll see you, Mommy, but I can't Madam Mary. I get you. So not to kill someone to pick up for the masses. The last day they have baptized corruption or stealing. Hello?
Corruption is no more. Yeah.
Hello?
We've dealt with corruption. Go ahead.
The last day they have baptized all those things. You don't hear things again. What you hear is corruption, looting, and the rest of them. I think we should...
No, but you know what? Let's agree on something. That even for Nigerians... Hello.
What do they do with the oil subsidy? With the subsidy money? Have they been to the refinery? Where is the road?
Okay.
Have they started refining the crude? I think, yes, in market Nigeria, outside country. But if these people should...
refine what crude?
I'll see that this thing that Mr. President told us, it's not like that.
More
How will they attack Nigeria?
All right, sir. So we need to run for commercial.
To say what we can be able to do.
I'm so happy.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk. Apparently, Nigerians don't want to be sold a lie. not to them and not to you guys are not catch it. And that's really asking so many questions, but we catch everything apparently. So now Nigerians are saying you've got a lot of questions to answer. How did you arrive at this? Because the perception held by the average Nigerian is that we are swimming in the murky waters of corruption. And to prove that there's no more corruption, you have to first sell it to Nigerians, convince them, show them Nigerians need to live that reality before you can buy, the investors, convictions on that. And also with Nigerians to saying, the thing is, I think we've been programmed to always think the worst in terms of our public office holders. Once somebody gets into office, you just automatically think they're corrupt. I think it's a default setting that we might need to work on. And then automatically just believe, the worst of setting situation. It might just be a function of our history and the past and the abuse. It's post-traumatic stress disorder, a hangover of either trauma that have been in the past. Enough for Nigerians to just think once somebody gets into public office, bam, there's all the tendency to be corrupt and to divert public funds at that point in time. Maybe we need to engage this issue of corruption intellectually. Remember, corruption perception index is also a function of perception. If you do not have a bit of accountability, you are perceived to be corrupt. And I don't know what else you can use in measuring that, but this perfect model. If you say that you are not a corrupt country, then let's see your books. Let's see website with details, information that people can search and authenticate. Let's see it when you walk into government institution and agency and you're doing paperwork and nobody's taking you to the side or frustrating the process and telling you to sort somebody, or nobody is telling you, oh, for this contract, just write, 700 billion or 7 trillion. And at the end of the day, you're going to give me 70% of it. And then God help you, whatever you can do with 60%. You need to show workings. In mathematics, every step counts, not your final answer. It can be copied, but if you show your workings, then we would know you got it all the way to the bottom. So, Mr. President, now that you're back home, Nigerians are asking for workings. And you say no more corruption, they want to know. But Nigerians also, we need to ask the right question beyond just being very cynical all the time and say, it's not true, it's not true. Based on what do you doubt the government? The corruption is not true. Your history, the antecedent of the past government, or just because we're Nigerians. So that's that. We'll get back to the phone lines in a bit. It's a shame that we couldn't get the opinion of Mr. Ozemina on this, but hopefully next week, Thursday, we'll do better. Now, who is in the race for 2027 and who isn't? Well, one person that says not interested for now, he didn't ask for now. He just says he's not running. El-Rufai. And we know that El-Rufai aligns with the opposition coalition group. He says, I'm not running. But you never can tell a coalition with the average Nigerian politician. So you don't want to bet your paycheck on it until we get to election season proper, done and dusted, and they do not run. Politicians change their minds every heartbeat. However, we have seen a few of them who have outrightly said, I am in this race for 2027. Atiku Abubakar has said so. He's under the ADC. Peter Obi has said he's running for 2027. If they're going to shop him to the PDP, we do not know yet, but he's still with Labour Party and aligns with the ADC coalition. Amaechi, Rotimi Amaechi, former governor, former minister, has said and reaffirmed his ambition to contest the 2027 presidential election on the platform of the African Democratic Party. So the puzzle is taking shape. You already know who. Even though the APC is saying, in spite of the fact that the governors are aligning and supporting Tinubu, and we're seeing neighbor to neighbor and billboards all over the place for Tinubu, that they are still going to leave the ticket open and it's going to be regular primaries. If that's going to happen at the end of the day, nobody knows, but you take their word for it at this point in time. For the PDP, they've zoned south. Who is it going to be? We do not know yet. These people who are talking with PDP, is it a phantom group of people? Are they real? We do not know that yet. But we'll get to see what's happening behind the scene when they eventually step into the light. And then for Labour Party, well, it's still what it is at this point in time. ADC is taking shape. You have Atiku, you have Rotimi Amaechi, and I'm sure a couple of other people might emerge eventually until they resolve within themselves who the individual is going to be. But former River State Governor Rotimi Amaechi says he will run for the presidential election on the platform of the African Democratic Congress. He made this known yesterday while speaking to journalists in Kano State after a meeting with a coalition of traders. The former Minister of Transportation vowed not to step down for any aspirant in the party's primary election, that I will contest the ADC presidential primary, and by God's grace, I hope to win so that I can face Tinubu come 2027. I'm not stepping down for anyone. Let the people decide who they want to lead them. Amaechi stressed that the ADC must conduct an open contest, adding that internal democracy would strengthen the party, and also took a swipe at Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, saying Nigerians were dissatisfied with his policies. According to him, hardship was biting across the country. And if you need me to take you down memory lane, during his birthday celebration, he did, align with the hungry people, that he was hungry also. Everybody's hungry. Well, not every single person, I assure you, kind sir. But he did say he was one of those. And he was teased by the FCT minister over that. So there you go. And some big players in the ADC. Do you think they would seamlessly conduct their primaries and get the best man or woman? It's not too late for a woman to come in. Or you think they're going to muddy the water and somehow act like every average political party in Nigeria? Hello. About that, let's go next door. Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Welcome to the show.
This is Canada calling from Niger.
Okay. Connection is a bit. Oh dear. All right. I'm so sorry, sir, but the connection is really bad, and we could barely make out what you were saying. So please call us back. Better still, WhatsApp is clear. Call via WhatsApp on 0809 993 0137. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, the Oracle.
You are welcome.
My name is Salasi.
Go ahead, Salasi.
Let me start with the politics that you just made mention. I'm telling you, Amaechi, Atiku, and in fact, Obi and so on, they don't come together. In fact, they won't even, PDP have zoned this out. And the zoning of PDP, as I made mention yesterday, in support of Tinubu, Wike is there with the president. And the governor of Osun, pledged support for Tinubu. The Delta, they have become to APC. Cross River, Akwa Ibom have become to APC. And they say many governors will join them. That is it. So I don't see them defeating Tinubu. Then come to the issue of fighting corruption. Yeah, a president says they have fought corruption. No, we want to see these people being prosecuted. I mean, the former accountant general that allegedly stole 109 billion. As I'm speaking to you, this man still be with his family. He's enjoying his life. The former minister of aviation, Hadi Sirika, deceived Nigerian. In fact, that was the scam of the year. They hired in aircraft, they brought in aircraft, in no less than 12 hours, that aircraft disappeared. As I'm speaking to you, this man, he's enjoying, he's there with his family, going wherever he feels like to go. Then we remember that we are paying subsidy when there was total shutdown. Both the two ministers of humanitarian, both in the time of Buhari and in this time in this government, we remember the case that went on, and we couldn't see how the case went on. So we want to see the people that are charged with corruption be prosecuted. Then Nigerians will know that they are fighting corruption. But without that, I don't see them fighting corruption. Look at them; they are there enjoying themselves, and Nigerians are wallowing in poverty. They were paying subsidy. Nigerians were suffering, and our refinery are not working. How many billion? How many trillion? Now they are talking of NNPC now, and still up to now, and our NNPC is not working. So they should go to these people, they should go after them, prosecute them, then Nigeria know that they are fighting corruption through. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Salasi. I appreciate your very, very passionate contribution there. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir, you're welcome.
My name is Adela Victor from Bitalaji.
Go ahead.
If I say it's not contesting, well, you know that it's not popular, because if you contest for a councillorship in Kaduna State, it will lose, because they are rendering him politically impotent in Kaduna State.
Then as for Amaechi too is not popular. That's it. Amaechi is not making mouth. Let the family come. You will see him stepping down. He's going nowhere. He's just playing. Then as for Article 2, Article 2 will get the ticket. That one is expected because he's ready to spend bastard money, dollars and naira to give to the delegates as he did in 2022. We don't really get that ticket. But one thing is sure, all the people abandoning and gathering in ADC, they are just there for a political camp. After the political campaign, after the primary, they will disperse. It's just a matter of time. Atiku will make his political what I do. I advise him, don't run. Don't waste your money because Tinubu will beat him hands down. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And I don't know if they're going to thank you for your kind advice. You might not take it anyway. All right. Let's throw in the third story in. And it has to do with ASUU. And, there have been pockets of protests in several institutions across the country over remuneration of lecturers in the country. We heard from a UNILAG professor who was telling us how we've lost a lot of first-class employees of the institution who, over a 7 years period, they've lost about over 98% of these people because of poor pay and poor work environment. And seeing the talk about reviewing by 800% upwards the salaries and take-home pay of public office holders, we've seen a bit of more restlessness around setting corridors and asking that why. Doesn't sound like there's any justice in the world if that is happening. And then the government is also talking about a loan offer to these groups, and they're saying, why? You just review our pay upwards. It hasn't been done since 2009. Agreements have not been met, and the loan is just a slap on the face at this point in time. So in a bid to finally close the chapter on the lingering 2009 ASUU agreement, another high-stake meeting is expected to hold in Abuja as the federal government is expected to make a counter-offer to the university teachers in a bid to translate years of stalled renegotiation into concrete, implementable commitment with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU. Informed sources hinted that the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Elausa, will join the Minister of Labour and representative of the National Salary, Income and Wages Commission, NSIWC, and the Solicitor General to meet ASUU, their leadership in Abuja, to examine how to finally implement the renegotiated 2009 federal government ASUU agreement and related report produced in the most recent round of negotiations. According to officials, the meeting will be tasked with delivering clear timetable for signature and phased implementation. The urgency of the move comes amid warning from ASUU branches nationwide that their patience is exhausted after a renegotiation process concluded in December 2004 or 2024 and formally submitted to the government in February 2025. Union leaders insist that the draft must now be signed and implemented to avert another nationwide shutdown of public universities. So it is the situation at this point in time, and we're going to get another high-stake meeting. The number of times you've heard of high-stake meetings, yeah? Federal government and ASUU. And then everybody goes back to work, and it feels like nothing happens after that. Boy, what a government at this point in time. Yes, some parts of the demands are met, but it just feels like you're giving ASUU every reason to want to hit the street every now and again. And at this point, for the average Nigerian, it's becoming boring and needs to be dealt with decisively. We do not take education as seriously as we should. Is one of the category of people who should not be protesting every AK market day. ASUU is threatening strike because 2009 agreement has not been fully met by the federal government. It is disturbing. I mean, we're looking at from education to health, ASUU. You'll not be surprised. 2 seconds later, you're getting some group of health workers who are coming up and saying setting agreement has also not been met or upheld by the federal government. I mean, these are not areas you joke with. But let's see how it pans out and hope to God that it will be the last of these very high-stake meetings and these demands are met. And they talked about a timeline to achieving all of it. Hope it will be a workable one such that no part will be left out and the government will not be forced to renege on his promise also. Hello.
Hello, King.
Yes, boss. You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Our digital oracle. How are you?
no corruption.
I'm fine and well, but why am I hearing two voices at the same time?
It's my radio.
Oh. Okay.
I think
Ojo,
it's
the
better now.
next president. Can you hold on? I think there's somebody on the other mic. Just put on hold. I took the call first. Hello?
Tony.
All right, Tony, go ahead. Ojo, the next president,
thank you very
please
much.
just
Thank you
give
very
us a
much.
minute. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah. See, one of the parameters.
All right.
Okay, there's one word you use I like. Today, buy-in. It's buying to the claim by there's no more corruption in Nigeria. There's no buying yet. If you look at the recent by-election scheme, there was not buying. That is corruption. Not buying. And like my brother Salasi said, look, high-profile corrupt officials allegedly have been brought to book, have they been punished? They have been punished. So no evidence to say that because there's no corruption. For me, we're not fighting corruption at all. We are not fighting corruption at all. And then for ASUU, and I've been saying if education is not made number one top priority, what will we have failed? Why can't we learn from Finland? Teachers are the highest paid in Finland. For me, professors will pay 1.7 million. Which will end higher than the president. Professors. You need to be a professor. I mean, you are paying in those 525,000 naira. You are paying senators who are doing nothing over 2 million. They should earn more than senators and presidents. Teachers will earn more. Who did not pass to a teacher? We should encourage them. Then this agreement should be implemented in fullest. In fact, 30% of our national budget is public education. 30% I recommend. And I should say, we have not taken education seriously. Education should be number one.
All right.
Life is progress and development. Thank you. God bless Nigeria. Have a great day.
God bless Nigeria, Tony. Thank you very much. Ojo, the next president, you are too kind. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. President said that there's no corruption again in Nigeria. Maybe Mr. President is being economical with truth. Or I would say that maybe based on the level of information at his disposal. But if you ask Nigeria, who are feeling the direct impact of corruption in Nigeria, they will tell him that there's still so much corruption in Nigeria. Now, let me start from the replacement employment that is taking place in the MDAs. Where is the advertisement? The new chairman of the Federal Character Commission said it last month or so, that they only receive briefing of people that have been employed. That's all they know. They just receive the list. Who is employing them? Is that not corruption? Mr. President signed bilateral agreement with Brazil. Nigeria is supposed to be a direct beneficiary of that agreement. But the Nigeria has disappeared to thin air. And the perpetrator is still enjoying the loot. All those that have various corruption, so what has happened to them? This is 2 years into his administration. We have not been able to recover those money. Mr. President, CBN, at what date they are sending money to the MDA to pay salary of workers? Which date those MDA are paying the salary of the workers? That's not corruption. Mr. President, you need to shine your eyes. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go to our social media platforms and look at the comments there from Facebook to YouTube and then X. On Facebook, not much is happening there. Amaechi just wants to add to his popularity. Nothing more, says Undi Tergila. Doesn't believe much is going to come out of Amaechi throwing his hat in the ring at this point in time. And on YouTube, good afternoon, Kimberly. Abraham from Jos, Plateau State, trying to link to your online radio is not connecting. Or it isn't Abraham Saleh, and I had to read all of this thing out loud. I'm sorry about that. I'll let the tech guys know. Have you tried our app, Nigeria Info app? Well, try the app. Galaxy, I see you. Lutana Kwe, I see you also on YouTube. Let's see if we have anyone on X with messages. Our Twitter handle is at Nigeria, or X handle is at Nigeria Info ABJ. All right, and on WhatsApp, quite a number of them. The Flying Bat The president is back, more like. You're welcome back. I wish you more flight in your schedule, sir, says Leo. Tinubu claims no more corruption in Nigeria and he's still here. Can fish survive outside water? What do you mean by that? Elucidate. The same president who never condemned snap the box, run with it or kill. The same president that rewarded those that help him undermine our electoral system. We thank God for joining Mercy on behalf of our president. Mr. President ended up deluding not just himself and the world in the name of corruption is no longer in Nigeria. Says concerned Nigerian. Give it to Mr. President. He's a smooth talker, but like I always maintain, sweet talk is just an aspect of leadership. This is what I call walking the talk. Reality is a checker, and evidence is the end of argument. Enjoyment is good, but playing the ostrich is risky. Deliverance is coming, though, says the Patriot. Let's listen to this voice message.
Auntie Kim, good afternoon. This is Elijah from Airport Road. They're talking about Mr. President saying that Nigeria, there's no more corruption in Nigeria. It's very laughable. It's funny. How can someone that is the embodiment of corruption?
You want to be careful there.
There's no corruption in Nigeria. Honestly, it's funny. Thank you.
How do you say the president is an embodiment of corruption? What proof do you have that embodies it? I mean, the people who are listening and be like, all right, embodiment of corruption. Has he been convicted on corruption allegation or charged on any of these fronts? I bet half the time people say Bullion Van entered his and came out corruption, but you don't know. It might just be his hard-earned money and they brought it in a truck to this boss. So there's no conviction, nothing to record to tie. It's just the narrative at the end of the day. Good handlers will be able to, argue that to the very end and you'd have no proof on your hand. Eyewitness report. People should avoid Gariki ultra-modern market, gunshots everywhere. Okay. You need to give us a bit more detail. People had to close shops and run for their lives. Ordinary market election and the place is unsafe, says Stockware. Fill us with a bit more detail. When you say gunshot, I'm like, what exactly is going on? But I'm glad that you say it's a market election. Perhaps that's a better way to start so that people don't panic and think unknown gunmen have invaded the market and abducting people. And let's not forget that we're dealing with Zamfara State, where a community was sacked, 100 people abducted, 2 people killed, and several wounded. So when you start with gunshot everywhere and people running for their lives, you send that kind of fear down their spine. But I'm glad you mentioned the market election, and that's what's responsible for it. I would love a bit more detail, Tokwe. Help us be our eyes out there. Like the eagle eyes of the FCC, and give us update. Unlike INEC, I will refuse to write result for the president in 2027 before I can take opposition parties seriously. Joe in Maraba. And we got another message here. Let's take a listen.
Good afternoon, Kimberly Nwachuku. Well done work. I want to say that the coalition is good. I love what they are doing. At the end of the day, like the former Minister of Transport said, let the best man, come out. Except maybe at the end of the day too, they will all gather together and say, okay, yes, let us just unanimously ask this person to go. And the PDP zoning their presidential ticket to the south. When I hear people saying Tinubu, I don't understand. PDP is doing based on they are correcting what they should have done. If PDP is zoning to the north, people who are saying this will still come out and say, why can't they zone it to the south? Is it that people are not happy that PDP is trying to get their house together? They zone it to the south. That is the normal thing they're supposed to have done before now. So correcting it now, I don't see it giving Tinubu an edge.
All right.
So people should stop saying this.
Well,
It doesn't really look augur well with me.
Personally.
PDP did what they should do. And President saying no more corruption. Is it not laughable? Look at the former Equatorial Guinea man who was heading the agency like EFCC, the anti-corruption in Equatorial Guinea, has been sentenced for 8 years. EFCC chairman told us that if he will not prosecute Yaya Bello, he will resign. EFCC chairman is still sitting down there. What is he doing? Has he prosecuted Yaya Bello? Yaya Bello is still even going places in this country. So which corruption are they fighting?
Do you prosecute overnight?
This is Chris from Lugbe. Thank you, Kimberly. God bless you.
Do you prosecute overnight? Isn't there a process? Does he, as EFCC chairman, have the prosecuting power over himself? He's used fancy words, and the braggadocious display on that day does not translate to today, tomorrow, no more. Like it has to happen today. He still has to go through, gather enough evidence, and go through court and hope to God their lawyers are good enough to convince the judge and the court, to the highest court, if he does get there, that indeed this individual is absolutely corrupt. Do we have some proof? Yes. Did schools refund some money that were paid ahead? Yes. Did it come from public coffers? Oh, well, yeah. Except he can prove it came from his personal allowance or pay as governor. So it's easy to see 2 + 4 easily. And, the case is still pretty much in court. And we've seen a lot of corruption cases involving high-profile, politically exposed individuals in the country that have taken a decade or more before you get the final conviction. So when the EFCC chairman says I will prosecute him for nothing, it is very, very fancy. We know the process is a lot longer than that, and it doesn't look like he's going to resign any minute now, because he will tell you the work is still in progress. Until God knows when. He might leave that office and never get the job done, but he will tell you we're still on it. Hello. Yes, boss.
Hello?
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Dr. Kim.
Really?
Yes, you are a doctor.
Oh, if you insist.
By consensus.
Go ahead, sir.
My name is Alex. I'm calling from Wuye.
Go ahead, Alex.
I think on the comment of Mr. President that corruption is no more, we no longer have corruption in Nigeria. I think I would rather rephrase it, unlike what we have during Buhari. We now have a multidimensional corruption in Nigeria. Corruption has gone beyond financial corruption. We now have corruption in almost all the institutions. People no longer trust so many institutions. And when you talk of INEC, people say they don't trust INEC will do the right thing. They don't trust judiciary will do the right thing. They don't trust police will do the right thing. Everything has gotten to its peak. And there is this allegation, I don't know, but it is on the public domain, that Minister Wike bought a house in US, about $2 million, which is about 2-point-something billion naira. And it is in public domain. The president have not said anything because maybe the minister is his man Friday. And Pam One, we know because he's close to Mr. President. What he did that was supposed to be punished, he was rather rewarded as an ambassador. So there are so many things that has gone haywire, considering where we are coming from. So for you to have said this, I don't know whether they think that because we are not politicians, that we are like children.
More news and
so daft that we don't see or we don't hear.
All right, sir.
So for me,
we need to go on
Mr.
commercial.
President,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Just wrap up
Thank
your
you.
thought. Wrap up your thought.
Oh. So what I'm saying is, for me, Mr. President should focus on how is he going to redeem his image. At least let him punish one person that is his ardent supporter for doing something wrong. Or at least Obasanjo did it.
Thank you
at
very
least we
much.
can say, okay, he has done it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate. Monday Bature on Facebook left a comment saying, doing great. Thank you very much, Monday the Chooks. Tony says, this is Ichir Tony watching live from Kaduna. It's like people don't have any branch in Kaduna. Very random. Ichir Tony, we do not have one in Kaduna yet. However, we do have in Kano, closest to Kaduna. But you can watch us online anywhere around the world on our app, our website, or when we stream online. Okay, Cheer Tony. Hafsat Mazu says, good afternoon. Kehinde, James, everything is not working in the country. Tinubu just working on how to win election, not to improve security and welfare of the people. Hello? Good afternoon. Okay, I can barely hear what you're saying, so please call us back or just leave a WhatsApp message. Fitzgerald from Airport Road says, everyone is running where exactly? Where they're running to? Amaechi and Atiku should go and take back seat. Tinubu said he's breached the gap in corruption. He removed subsidy, devalued naira, and also borrowed billions of dollars. Which corruption is he actually fighting? APC is known for propaganda and falsehood, ranging from Rice Pyramid, Nigerian Airways, and the most current statement by the president in Brazil is indicative of that. OKJ sent that one in. And do we have time for this lengthy voice message? What the president said is an oxymoron. If the investors are considering coming here, then they would have changed their mind by now, because the president made a statement that is not a fact. El-Rufai is only playing his role to unseat another bad government, which he's done before and will do it again. We're behind him. The idea that the president will return makes me laugh, says Mohammed Musa. In what area has corruption died? This government succeeded in blocking some loopholes for free money, but corruption still exists in other parastatal and MDAs, admission in our institution of learning, etc. If Tinubu comes out, or Atiku comes out to contest for the post of president in 2027, he's indirectly returned Tinubu to ASUU Rock Chima from Apo. I don't know when our president turned into is pranking people so much that he would give us this type of expensive prank. I don't understand. Who did he prank? You? Are you the Brazilian investors? Don't make me turn off my radio. Why would you say the president is not? How did he win? Stop covering these people. The Brazilians are not silly. They know what they know. Felix from Durumi. Okie dokie.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Solomon from Gariki. I'm calling right now from that Gariki modern market. I don't know if it's from this my own market, so because I have shop there. So I don't think if he's here, I've not heard of anything about gunshot or any other thing. So I don't think
is there an election going on? Which one? You're in the Gariki modern market?
He or she is talking about.
I keep forgetting. Sometimes people send voice messages and I can't talk back. The Gariki modern market or the normal international market, which of them? Because there are two of them and can be confusing. Where in which of the market is an election going on that Tokwe is reporting from? And that's why I say sometimes give us a bit more detail so that we would know what really is happening and not send people scared, panicking that something is going on somewhere, okay?
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker. You can just imagine ordinary market election in Gariki International Market resulted in gunshots. Is it INEC?
All right, we'll need to confirm that. Tokwe shared that with us. I need a bit more details so that people don't update on the Gariki International Market. Election for market chairmanship was going on and some voters were found thumbprinting on ballot paper somewhere around, and suddenly the ballot box was hijacked in midst of security men. Market people have been chased out, but security men and their vehicles are inside the market. Rumors going on says the vote casted so far is being counted to determine the winner. Vehicles are allowed to pass by gate 1 only. In conclusion, there is peace, but no one is allowed in. Solomon from Gariki 2. Dorcas is here. We might get more update.
This is Nigeria Info.